Hey folks, I am jumping in to start editing or triaging through the content that should be revised for learn.wordpress.org based upon what's coming in the 6.1 release cycle. Just yesterday, we got the announcement about the exact dates. And so that's a good time for me to start digging in and looking at, what all content are we going to need to change? So this is just a work along session. You can feel free to watch. I thought I would kind of share here in the open about how I find the information that's needed for all of this. So, what we see here is the release schedule and the dates that are with it. So, normally around this beta 1 feature freeze, it's safe for us to actually begin the work of revising the content. And then around our C1, which will be mid-October, it's a good time for the team to start gathering the screenshots and videos. We do a final pass somewhere around this dry run. And then on release day, we ship all of the revision changes. And we've got a really great tool that can help us do that. So right now, I am just going to be working alongside all of you. And feel free to ask questions or share ideas along the way about any tips or ideas you have of better maintaining the content. I could tell you it's quite a lot. So I'm going to jump over to this view and let me know. Let me know if you're working along with me. That'd be great. All right. So I have a post over on the training team site. And I'm just using this as a single point of focus for me where I'm getting the information that I'm getting. So the first things that I see is I have that announcement post officially yesterday with the dates on it and the pre-release the roundup post and the pre-planning as well. So we also have other sources of information, right? So those are just dates and names for the most part, which are exciting ones, but not the definitive source. So the next place that I usually start with is over in the Gutenberg new. And also I should do a quick check of GitHub. I go to the Gutenberg repository. It's github.com/WordPress/Gutenberg issues. And in here, I believe we've got a label now about needs docs. So let's look at in the labels. Doc. Nope. Let's go with, I'll do a search. User. Let's search for the word user. He needs user documentation, right? And so I'll put these as make changelogs H3. Oh, switch to H3. Here we go. Changelogs. And then I also want to put in this one would be GitHub labels list needs user docs, right? That one, and then needs dev docs is another issue that's in here. Type user documentation, type developer. Type developer documentation. All right. So I'll put that in. Needs dev docs, we'll just say here. So folks will be able to see. And these are not all of these are related to 6.1. So maybe while I'm in these issues, I should look and see 6.1. Let's see if 6.1 is a label. Nope. I want to do a merge of labels. Label 6.1, not 6.2. Nope. Okay, so we don't have a label milestone. That's what I'm after. So here we could see the versions of Gutenberg, and what we would look at is milestone whatever and needs user docs if I wanted to run that search. So I'm going to actually come back to this And the next thing I'm going to do is read it actually from over on core, because I think it sometimes makes a little bit more sense from here. So the tag that I'm looking at for another source of information is the Gutenberg Changelogs. So core announce, core, what do I say? Core, just encore, but not encore. We'll make those the link that's there. Right, so this takes you to all the things in that tag. So what I actually do is I'll start back at, we'll see there is the 13.7 one, 13.7, not 13.71, right? I'll do a save. That changes on front of site if you're watching along with the actual published post. So that's 13.7, which is out. Let's go down to, that's a long one. Before I actually start reading them, I'll go get the titles for each of these, and then I'll look at them individually. So 13.6 goes here. The reason that I am looking at the Gutenberg changelogs is because the Gutenberg plugin is actually a all the features that go into core ship first inside the Gutenberg plugin, and we have that several weeks ahead of the actual release. So here is the 13.5. There's that one. And I'll show you how the magic all starts sort of coming together and tracking the things across content. 13.4. It's a lot of reading. A lot of reading. There's 13.4. Let's go down in time. 13.0 shipped, I believe, and I will read the post carefully when I get there. But I believe 13.4 or 13.0 shipped in the last version of WordPress, in WordPress 6. So I want to make sure before I definitively list it, but I think so. Right, we've got a lot of things to look through in here to make sure, and I'll sort of talk through how I know or decide, like, do we have a piece of topic about that? Should we make a piece of topic? Should we revise a piece of topic? Keep going. 13.1 is there. And let's do a double check. I think here is the next one. Yeah, so this means that says it stopped at WordPress version 6.0. So we'll leave that there. That's fine. Another source of information, if we go looking on core track, that's core.track.wordpress. This tracks all the things that are not Gutenberg, the rest of the updates that might be happening. So I always get a little mixed up, truth be told, when I'm in here, because I just don't use track all that much, and I find the interface sort of jarring. So what I need to do is, I don't need it in change sets. I might want it in tickets. I need to customize my view here. Milestone. That's what I'm after. Milestone is 6.1. And do track roadmap. Let's see. Nope. That's not what I need. Pardon if I'm not the most refreshed. Once I'm in here, I know next milestone and previous milestone. So that's the 6.0.2. This is 6.1. Number of tickets, this many tickets. We want the ones that are, that are going to stay in this, right? So group by status. Milestone is, yeah, so there's that. So we'll list core track. Core track 6.1 milestone. So we read through this. And then inside of this, one thing that's super handy and to is status assigned, status closed. So we won't look at the is closed. We'll look at the ones that are still in 6.1 and see if is closed means that they are done and through or not. So I'm going to look at one for an example, and then I'll jump back. At the bottom of this, I know that there is like a filter option. Let's see. There is a way that I saw Milana, love working with Milana, say, keywords. That's what I'm after. Keywords is going to say needs user doc or needs docs, right? So it used to say needs codecs. This is going to be needs docs or needs user docs. So needs-docs is my filter on the keyword that I'm after. So I don't want to assign those right now, but I want to set the filter. Filter is keywords needs docs or keyword yeah, milestone is 6.1, right? And yeah, so I was doing it right. Okay. So, and a keyword contains needs docs, needs user docs, and milestone is 6.1, right? So there's a bit of our custom query. Let's hit update. So this is what the docs team has reviewed already and decided if it needs something. So create web page subsizes for output. Let's see. Adam Silverstein. Thank you, Adam. Scroll through all of this, and then down in the filter somewhere, there should be a, Milana identified this as it needs docs. So when that one actually ships, it's going to need the documentation with it. So I will drop in. That's not GitHub stuff. That's track. This is milestone 6.1 needs keywords, needs docs, or needs user docs. Our little holes there, right? And then curious, what's up there? Do I have a space over here? There we go. All right. So that's the filter there. So we can see based upon that, any of the things that the docs team is saying that they may have need of. So we've got that all set up. Cool. Let's see. We shipped this one. That one's definitely out. 13.7, I think, is too. They don't have, from that view, I can't get to, right. So this page isn't going to help me necessarily see the issues. All right. So I've got the workings of the post that explains all the things that need to be looked at or reviewed, except for, let's go grab anything from the docs team. So we go to GitHub/WordPress/projects, I think. Let's just go out to WordPress. So this is the WordPress organization. And if I go looking into projects, the docs team usually has a project that's in here. Let's see here. Open verse. How many projects am I? 21. Okay, I can look at that. That's 5.9 documentation. There's 6 documentation. Let's see. Do we have a 6.1 documentation yet? I do not see that yet. But I do see some of these things. So that's good for me to keep note of. All right. So we've got some information in there, but we don't have anything yet for 6.1. So I will come back and add that in when it's available. I would get a custom projects URL in there. So when we see that the docs team has something like that, we'll be sure to include it. I'm going to put in a list and say, stay tuned for the docs team GitHub project tracker. All right. So we have our sources of where we need to look. And then what do we do with all of these sources? Well, we start reading, and then we also go out to Learn, and we go through all of the issues that we have on Learn about the things, and we make sure that we cross-link these at each other. That way the team has an idea of what's going to be changing that we should know about. While I do this, I may also jot down some ideas for what I need to also cover over on my employer's blog, so that other sources of info that I'm also educating about also get done. So I like to start in here inside of these issues. So I just find that to be a more readable view for a lot of these things. And then I will kind of float around from there. So let's go through this post and digest what it talks about. In 13.1, we see brings border support to the columns block, number of improvements to the comments block, along with the range of accessibility. So folks, if you're just jumping in, tuning in now with me, I am literally just going through finding what else should be changed or updated on Learn. And this is how I go about finding that information. All right, let's make sure that I share this one somewhere too. How do I see the broadcast in larger view? Hey, Anne. Sorry, I didn't catch this a little bit ago. When you enlarge, everything is blurred. Well, that's in. Let's hit escape. Okay, so great question. Let's see what it looks like over on, I don't know, my YouTube. Let's see. I'll just go grab my link from my YouTube, youtube.com. And I'll go grab my link directly there and asking over on Twitter if I should, how to make it so that what I'm broadcasting is not as blurry. So let's go to my videos on my channel and see if I give, let's go to, yeah, this is kind of weird. youtube.com/ see here. Can I get you a better replay link, a better video spot? Here we go. Oh yeah, this video source is a little better. Sorry about that one. So let's go here, and I will let Anne know. Quality looks sharper. Yeah, thanks. All right, so this is just my work along today. Send now. Thanks, Anne. All right. It's weird that StreamYard didn't tell me the information that it came in. Sorry about that. Usually it tells me when there's activity on some of the places. Okay, so I was looking for this area and Gutenberg table of contents. So we have a table of contents area. That's going to need to be a new post on how to use the table of contents. That's going to look like it's a short post, right? That's there. Customize any border. Okay, table of contents. That's a feature. columns block. So this links me to some of the specifics. Down below, I will, just as a quick highlight, there's the actual change log. So I'm going to go back up to this area, and we have a feature, a table of contents. So when I'm on the issues, I will go to new issue and lesson plan. And topic is table of contents block. Right, and add accessibility. Like, hold on. Let's make sure they did ship a table of contents block. I want to make sure that that's the thing, that it's not just this gets a little circular. They actually shipped a feature called table of contents, but I don't think that's what it's talking about there. So we'll just go on. Sorry about that. Customize any border of the columns block. So columns block, anytime we have a columns block, we now have a border option. So that links to this issue. Add border box control component. So let's change this. I want to bail on this. Whoopsie. Right? I didn't mean to, so I didn't save it. So under my issues, now I'm going to go with anywhere that we talk about columns. I'm taking out the issue is open and column. Column block, column block. The other thing I could do is go to learn and search column. And let's see, blocks, private, blah, 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 user, block patterns. Yep. All right. So that's all fine. This might be a little more granular than we have, so we might not need to include it actually. Border control. So this is still, okay, so I understand the idea is the column. Customize any border of the columns block. A new block support has been added to the columns block to allow custom borders to be set for each column. Hey folks, if anyone is just tuning in, every once in a while I want to say this again. I am live streaming myself, working through updating the content that's on Learn for 6.1 and getting eyes on what that's going to look like. There you go. So let's see here. Allow custom borders to be set for each side of the column. Yeah, and so the theme JSON could be impacted too. So the user interface would be our global border styles as well as theme JSON. So for my issues, I might want to look at global styles. Developing for global settings and styles. Boop, boop, right? So we can indicate this might be a bit granular. Granular, but this relates to global styles border column borders. You're welcome, man, if you're watching. All right, so this relates to that. So we might want to indicate, yeah, and I might say over here it is. So give them a note like, hey, come see over here. So I'm in this one. See also this. That gives folks an overview of where it is. I will copy this. I will hit reopen with comment. Okay. And it automatically moves back to there for this. And I flag it with 6.1. Milestone would be 6.1. 6.1, create and assign new milestone. There we go. So this is our first issue that might be part of 6.1. All right. Global settings and styles. And then over here is literally the same thing, but from the theme.json perspective. So I'm going to put that also in there and comment and then jump up and also append the label for 6.1, right? Oh, I should have done that on the other one too. As well as under milestone, we also want to put it in for 6.1 there. Okay. All right. So yeah, 6.1. Ta-da. All right. So now we have it from both a user and a developer perspective inside of global styles that there's now some extra border settings. That was one issue. It takes a bit. Okay, accessibility improvements. Installing blocks from the directory. Number from the directory. Fix loss of focus. I don't know. This is use focus. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Creating pages from the link. Not sure from our documentation side that this actually includes that information after choosing a menu in the navigation block and after choosing a menu in the nav block. Nav block after choosing an option from select menu, focus after block re-render. Alex opened this one. Thank you, Alex. Code submitted. Good stuff. Alex does great work. Let's see what the comments say. Okay. So that one looks, yeah. I don't think that's going to change any of the screenshots or videos, etc., that we have about that one. But we can watch what it does to see that enhancement. Choose a block, the comments block. Comments block improvements for this one. Yeah, okay. Number improvements in the new comments block, most notably the new comments title block enables richer compositions, especially with nested comments. So we get some more features inside of this. So it might be worth, do I have a link for this? Stabilize these blocks for upcoming. Okay. So I'm going to go down. That's all like the pretty version of looking at it. Comments block. Comments. There we go. Create comments with simple styling. Comments. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Comment template. Over here. Comment template. Create comments. Title with simple styling. Comment template called class when recursing child. Fix display, form fixed layout quirks. Okay, so this is just some of the things in the comments block library. Comments, create comments, title with simple styling. Let's click through over to that issue. Yeah, sure. All right, so issues on learn would be comments, beach balling. Maybe it's because I'm live streaming. Comments. Search. Of course. Comments. Block. Block, not blog. Comments block. Managing comments. That might be one. I think that's the actual comments that come in, not. Mm-hmm. going to filter this. Comments block. Yeah, there we go. Displaying the post comments block to block themes. Lesson plan and workshop. Yes. Okay. So here is this. And we say, see also this. See also this for information. Minor improvement. Hit reopen. And in here, I would then come in and be like, yeah, that's 6.1. I don't like when when our stuff could be potentially pretty out of date. So then up here, I'm going to go back and say like 6.1. All right, cool. That's the lesson plan version. This is this one. So I'll go down to here. Comment. Oops, I should have hit reopen. Reopen. Right, it moves back. And we say 6.1. Right, and then label will be 6.1. All right, tracked. Don't need that right now. Okay. Saw that one. Let's go back here. All right, so that was just me reading through like the visual pretty stuff at the top. We have some other notable highlights in there. Render site editor when applied through theme JSON. New duotone toolbar icon. Speaking of duotone, check out the icon. So we moved to this triangle for duotone instead of a circle. So that should get updated so that the documentation should look the same. So we need to go into duotone over here. Anything that contains duotone will also need to be revised. This and this, right? And so label will be 6.1. Yep. And in here, the milestone will also be 6.1. At the bottom, we go to here and we indicate, yeah. So that's, I'll say see also. This. See also, so yeah, it's kind of a minor tweak. Minor screenshot revision needed. So people will find it, but if you're a brand new user and you come across this and it's like, that's not the same button as what you're showing me that I'm supposed to go push. Well, then that's exactly why we want to make sure that you get the, down here, that you get exactly what's supposed to be, because to us, it looks like it's a minor tweak, but for the basically new person in WordPress, having the buttons have a different icon on them could be kind of maddening, I think, if they don't see what they're expected to see, right? So at least the issue is logged. That's the thing. At least we've logged the issue. Yeah. Just doing a quick check-in across the networks and seeing, since StreamYard's not giving me all the comments centralized back, which is weird. It usually does. I want to see if I've got any comments that I should be paying attention to about this. Alrighty. So yeah, looks like we're good so far. So keep rolling on. So back to that one we could close out. That I could close. What's new in this? All right. What else we got that's new? Block. Categories block default behavior with empty categories was to hide them. Starting with this release, this block provides a new setting to customize this behavior and decide whether to show empty categories or not. Cool. Don't think I need the article for that. Block editor, remove the logic. Block settings, remove the name settings from the panel. What's that? Block. Do. Oh, yeah. So this is gone, right? Is that what's up? Yeah. Reducing noise. Okay. Yeah. So there's, so what screenshots does that change? Remove redundant block name from settings panels. Settings panels. Okay. So all of our settings panels, we don't need the word settings in them. Is that what's up? Yeah, I think since they're just removing, we don't need to change it. They're not changing the words. I think we'll just naturally catch it as we go. Components. Unify black color to gray. Design tools, borders, use new border control components in the block support. Document setting, remove plugin icon fallback. What's that? Oh, that little image. Yeah, I'm going to say like that's probably okay. Pattern API, navigation, rename navigation menus to navigation. Oh, that could be a thing. Yeah, the nav bar. Okay, issues unlearn. Issue is navigation. So let's go up. Label is 6.1. Milestone is 6.1. All right, that looks fine. And then here we go. Comment. Label is 6.1. And milestone is 6.1. All right, done. Yeah, I think those two are the main ones that are about the navigation menu in particular. All right, close that up. Add inserter to the schema for patterns, API, toolbar, fix block toolbar, text button padding, feature image, use translatable post type label, fixed comments, yeah. Embed, fixed inline preview cutoff when editing a URL. Use preview HTML for Flickr embed previews. Cool. Style. Debounce to the custom color on change event. Let's see what that one's about. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to switch too much of our text. Elements, add styles to the footer before the block is rendered. Fix duotone rendering in site editor. Site editor. Don't render the secondary sidebar in text mode. Add web font. Loading to the style editor. Block locking. Woohoo! Always check inherited template lock status. Block locking. Hey, George. George was working on this one. PR use block lock to always check the parent's inherited template locks. So this is the process for, this one's important because it's the nested blocks, right? So I'm going to search for a lock. And course, block locking. Boom, boom. So what I do at the end of all of this is that I will have a link to the nested or inherited block locking. Reopen and go up. Label becomes 6.1. And then milestone can also be 6.1. Okay. So if I go and look at all the things with the label 6.1 that need to be done, I will add that out here onto this post, by the way. Training team, training learn WP projects. It's 6.1. Issue labeled. Yeah, it's not. Okay. Save, 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 save. All right. Yahoo. Doing a quick skim of some notifications. Okay, cool. So that said, here we go. All right. I should actually let the training team know I'm doing this. Silly me. I should do that. Yeah. Let's grab that. I am organizing what we need to revise on Learn WP for 6.1. I'd live stream myself working on it. There you go. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Double check any notifications before I get back to doing the things. All right. So here we are. We got the block locking, nested block locking. There's a song in there somewhere, everybody says. Okay. Accessibility, post editing, block locking. Yep. List view. Use block display, return anchor for block variations. So in the list view, what? Testing, why? Return block info, object shape the same. Cover, testing. Yeah, I don't think that one's going to make our cut on Learn, but thank you, George. To do accessibility, post editing. After closing, a welcome dialog of the content is every focus in the field. Focus, fix focus loss. Yep. Block styles, remove unnecessary button roll, one key down. Dev experience, WP environment, add support to override the WP environment core environment variable. Create block, fix warning, errors, and scaffolding. Yes. Add README for gradient and nav toolbar. So that's add a README for gradient and nav toolbar. Yeah. Add documentation to do fixed Next, remove 5.9 specific warning from FSE documentation. Yeah, okay. Update theme JSON's documentation for theme authors. Yeah, so that one's that's fine. Unwrapped code quality, block library, remove async use effect. So we don't have a whole lot of dev docs yet, like dev oriented stuff on Learn quite yet. So I think that a lot of the rest of this is probably a little bit advanced for the content on Learn. We still have a lot more in the user oriented zone of things. Playwright migration, end to end. Post editor, building tool, performance benchmark. Yep. Okay. That all looks good for that looks good for that issue. That was 13.1. Now let's go on to 13.2. We only have some more to go. You can tell it takes a little while to sort through all of this. So we have in this save editor preferences on the WordPress server instead of the browser. This means that no matter which computer you are browsing or using, Gutenberg will always be set up just the way you like it. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Except I want to get, let's see, how do I do that? What do I want to say about this one? Visualize padding and margin, improvements. Okay, so what I'm after in this, I don't know if there's actually any training that will be available about that. It's just going to be kind of obvious. This is where thinking out loud kind of helps. Visualize padding and margin. Okay, so understand how margins and padding affect a block is important in getting your layout just right. 13.2, the margins and padding will all highlight in blue as you adjust them. Gotcha. So you'll get some little like indicators that you are shifting something. Yeah, there we go. We've got the idea now. So I can see those margins shifting a bit. Improvements to the placeholders. That might be kind of fun to call out, that little nuance when we're talking about it. Let's go down here in the changelog, and then I'll come back up this time. Update post content placeholder. Add a new preference persistent APIs. Add visualize. There we go. So anytime we talk about padding and margins, let's come back to Carolina's thing. Let's go with this one. Know your Riyadh. Sure, Riyadh. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Visualizers give clarity. Yep. So there's the thing. So padding and margin, that'd be a global settings, global styles issue. So I want to go back to global here. And styling there. Yeah. And there. Let's see, also this. Yeah, copy that. Comment. And we've already appended the appropriate updated tags. So then we go down to, you could see this one is going to be like one of the most updated things that we've got because global styles applies like all the time. So, all right, we've got that there. Enhancements, add visualizers for padding and margin for all blocks. Did that. Remove spotlight mode from template parts. Yeah, that would kind of make sense. Let's get a view. Spotlight mode in, okay. Yeah, that is a little bit weird. Huh. All right. Doing a quick check of any other settings. Yeah. All right. What else we got here? Block library, placeholders, update post content placeholder, update the placeholder for blah, 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 blah. Okay, so no longer It adds a longer text as the post content placeholder. Why? The post content placeholder doesn't look like real content. How? Has longer text as the, yes, welcome. This is the placeholder for your content. I see. That's very nice, Carolina. Not 2 sentences, which would be more accurate representation of real content and easier to work with. So yeah, that's just some placeholder things. I think we're probably okay in not updating those. Comments query loop, add post comments form block to comments query loop template. Post comments form to comments query loop template. Okay. Ooh. What? So these are all features that will eventually make its way into WordPress 6.1. Comments query loop, add post comments form block to comments query loop. So I'm gonna pause for right now. I need to take a pause here, folks. But thank you. I will keep working through the rest of this as I can independently.